Hey folks, it's Jim from Slick Audio. How the hell's it going? Quiet PCs, silent PCs, quiet PCs. We're recording audio. We want quiet PCs. That's the bottom line. So, let's talk a little bit about some form factors, and then we're going to talk about some quiet machines. Rack and tower, and mini, and I'll use the term laptop / tablet. So there always comes an inherent price for power, and that price is heat dissipation. So the more power that your laptop has, CPU, graphics card in particular, the more heat dissipation you have. That's just laws of physics. None of us can change that, but we can play some games and do some good engineering and get ourselves some machines that are quiet. So let me start to talk about rack systems first. Rack systems are not overly quiet. Why are they not? Because there's just not much room in the bloody things to put things like liquid cooling and the like in, and to keep noise down. So consequently, there's more exposure for noise to get out. And it's a square chassis, perfectly square chassis inside. So consequently, you have a lot of standing waves and strange, reflections, etc. that happen. And some of you may be laughing at this, but the same thing that happens in an acoustic room, that you worry about tuning your room, believe it or not, happens inside of a box. It's just physics. It is what it is. So, rack systems typically, when we're putting them in studios, most studios, especially larger ones, they're in another room, and they would call it an equipment room typically. So, and then obviously you would have no noise in your studio because the machine's not in the same room with you. I happen to have my rack system right here. My R4000 is right in the room with me, and yes, it does put out some fan noise. It is what it is, I've chosen to deal with it because I've chosen to stick with the rack system. My next one will probably be tower and go stuffed into a corner somewhere, but so let me move on to tower. Actually, towers are really the best. They are the best, period, the end. Why? Because we can liquid cool the CPUs. We can use large, slower RPM fans that don't make noise, so you get less buffeting, less, the fan blades whack the air. That's called buffeting. You use weird sounds and oscillation. So they tend to be near non-existent. So between that, better insulation in the cases that are not perfectly square on the inside, so we don't get those standing wave issues or anything strange. My goodness gracious, graphics cards tend to be cooled with larger fans as well. We can do better stuff that way. Those machines are damn near silent. Now, if you're running at 100% CPU, which I hope you're not, you shouldn't be. If you are, it's time to buy a new computer, one of ours. Then obviously you're going to have some fan noise. I mean that's you're about ready to bake the lid right off the brock. What can I tell you? Because you know what happens when you bake the lid off the thing, right? You get screwed. Oh, that was bad. Bad joke. Bad pun. Anyway, so your tower. It's not me. That's this. It's my chair against this. So let me sit up a little bit here. So the tower is definitely the best way to go. So let me shift gears for a moment. Let's talk about laptops. Laptops. We sell two different flavors, if you will, of laptops. We sell what's called desktop replacements, which are the mega powerful biggie machines, and then we sell, the traditional laptop, which would be like your MacBook Pro kind of stuff, which has what's called a mobile processor in it. Those machines are very quiet, near silent. Again, unless you're maxing the thing out 100% CPU, nothing's going to be freaking quiet. I don't give a shit what you have. You're going to have some noise. coming out of some fans. You're going to bake it. So, anyways, so those machines are damn near dead quiet. Now we have our desktop replacements. What is a desktop replacement? It's a laptop that basically has, instead of a mobile CPU, it's got the same CPU that you'd put in one of these big guys. It also has a graphics card that you would put in one of these big guys. So they're designed to basically, they're powerhouses, hence desktop replacement. So, you know, it's a mobile monster. Now, with that comes, you know, extra weight. You got to cool it. You got to, you know, get those big components in there. And they can, running again at full throttle, they will get noisy because there's multiple fans and they're trying to keep a really, really, really hot processor cool. So it doesn't bake and blow its lid off, and then you get, should I even get it again to get screwed? No, all right, sorry. I won't get it. So I know it was a bad pun, guys. I love stupid jokes. Stupid jokes and puns are funny. Ask my kids. They laugh like hell at it. Actually, they don't anymore. They just shake their head. They're all in their freaking mid-late 20s, and they're, Jim, you're freaking, you know, Dad, you're nuts. Sorry. So anyways, you know, bottom line is they're for all intents and purposes. I mean, I've got an L1550, which is our 15.6 inch desktop replacement over at my desk, and I also have tower over there too. I have multiple systems. I feel like Rick Wakeman, or you know, yes, fan, good stuff. That is a not perfectly silent, but damn near. I really have to start kicking the snot out of it before I hear noise coming out of that thing. It is a very quiet machine. I'm going to have it at NAMM this year, which I don't remember our booth number, but I'll remember before the end of this video. So, but we will be there. We're going to be in the new section, the quieter section. Yay! So, talking about quiet PCs, right? So, if you want to see the laptop, you can see my L1550. Mine is the last gen. There's a new gen that's out with the newer procs, the 6-core. Mine's a 4-core. It is what it is. It's good enough for my use. So, anyways, so they're still damn near perfectly quiet. Damn near. It's not perfectly quiet. It's just damn near. And then we have our mobiles, which is our M560, M570. M560 is an extremely quiet machine. Even when you ramp it up, it's still a pretty darn quiet machine. The M570 can get bitchy. That can get pretty loud. It's a larger proc. It's just a hotter running machine. It's got onboard graphics in it. You're shoving a lot of stuff in a very, 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 very confined space. And so that machine, it tends to be a little bit louder than the M560 is. M560, by the way, guys, is the 7th gen processors, i7, i5, i7 procs. Excuse me, where our M570 is the 8th gen. And they're based on the Intel NUC platform. It's NUC, Next Unit of Computing, which is a great platform to start with. I mean, it was, we had questions. We had requests from pro musicians. Hey, I need stuff on my tour bus. I don't have much room. Blah 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 blah. So we looked at we actually did our own for a while. The M500, if any of you remember and saw that, and the M550. Were really they were our own designs. We put everything together from scratch, and it was an expensive build. It was, it just drove more cost into the project, and we're trying to keep costs down for you guys. I mean, I don't make any more money if I sell it at twice the price. If it costs me twice as much plus, it needs to be right for the consumer. I'm not a guy. I didn't start this company to gouge the audio community. I started this company to help the audio community. So that's kind of where we're at. It's my ethic. It's the way I am. Anybody that's known me for any length of time can tell you that. So again, M560, M570 based on the Intel NUC platform, and 560 very quiet machine, very fast. And the M570, it is a faster machine, so if you need more horsepower but some mobility, but it can be noisier. So that is probably the noisiest box of all the ones that we sell, believe it or not. So, you know, and then I'd say the rack's next, and then the laptop's next, and then our, you know, finishing off with the M560 and our towers, which are, again, damn near quiet. I mean, you can have them running in a room, and you've got to walk up next to it to go, oh, yeah, it's running. So, you know, besides the small lights that are on, we don't believe in a lot of lights and clear windows and all this corny, gamey shit in a computer. The whole idea is I'm trying to keep this thing quiet and unnoticeable. It's not. It's part of the music production and part of the creative process as a tool. It's not meant to be a showcase. So, consequently, you know, I'm not designing showcase pieces. I'm designing good audio tools for you folks. So. And for me too, guys. So, you know, I too am a musician. So therefore, you know, I use what I make. So that should pretty much cover the noise, the form factors, and that sort of thing. And you know, so just remember this. Actually, I'll make a comment. You know, we do sell an L1300, which is a 13-inch laptop, 13.3-inch laptop. And it, believe it or not, has Thunderbolt in it. It's a pretty cool little laptop. It's tiny. It's thin. It's tiny. If you need a quick little portable box to go out and run, you know, maybe track 32 tracks, you know, from a live mixer or something like that, it's a perfect box. Works great. And it has a, you know, a small little i7 processor. Somebody made a comment on a Facebook thing that we just did a day or two ago and said, you know, that's a small ass processor. Well, no fucking shit, asshole. Of course it's a small ass processor. You want me to shove a big one in there? The thing will weigh 6 tons. It's going to be, you know, so fuck off. There. But, you know, I mean, there was a situation where we had a really, really small laptop configuration, and I wanted it to be thin and light and portable, but yet still have a Thunderbolt connection so I could go out there and record, you know, from like a Studio Live Series 3 USB. I mean, whatever. Pick your mixer, or via Dante, you know, virtual sound card, DVS. It just made sense, you know. We're not talking 100 and some odd tracks here, you know. We're talking 32, 48, 64 tracks. Probably handle without a problem. So slow ass processor, who gives a shit? It's my job to get it done. So if I can get it done for you, you shouldn't care what the speed of the processor is. What you should be caring about is, and telling me before you buy, is exactly what you're using it for, how you're using it, and I can tell you if it's going to do the job or not going to do the job for the most part. If you lie to me and don't tell me what you're actually using it for, or try to use it for something different that's it was not meant for, then obviously you're going to hit a bottleneck. But the teeny little 1.9 gig proc that's in that thing does just fine for 32, 48, 64 track recording, which was its intention, to put it into a guy who's doing live stuff and wants to record audio from, you know, from live concerts and then sell it back to the band so they can sell it to their customers. So that was its intent, and it does the job quite well. We've sold a crap load of them. They work great. So that's my comment about that. I had to get that off my chest. I hate when people piss me off and frickin' say, you know, fucking people do piss me off once in a while. Actually, about every day of my life. But that guy pissed me off making the comment. 5 people liked it. I'm like, yeah, none of you have fucking brains, so it is what it is. You know, yeah, it's a small ass processor. Anyways, so if you want a big ass processor, look at our L550 or 1550 or the L1750. That's a mother. That is an absolute mother. You want to see a machine? It's big, it's heavy, yeah. But you want to see a machine fly? That is amazing. We've sold several of those already to some pretty high-end clients, and actually one friend of ours, their son's into music big time and is starting. He bought one of them, and it is it's crushing, a couple hundred tracks out of the thing. It's amazing. Anyways, enough of me ranting. So you got the whole general idea of quiet. There is no such thing as a perfectly silent PC, although we had one at one point in time, but it was throttled down. You know, I'm more concerned with performance now, and making sure the machine, you know, has some Thunderbolt capability and etc. So, if we can help you, which I know we can, by all means, give us a shout. We'll be glad to put a machine together for you, and you'll be making audio and not worrying about the damn box. And that's what it's all about. It's a tool to get the job done. Rock on, guys. Be good. Have a wonderful, 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 and safe holiday weekend for those of us who are in the States, Labor Day. And for those of you around the world that are watching this, God bless you all. We would like to welcome you into the Slick Audio family. Oh, Nam, Chris, what's our booth number? You don't remember either. Say clueless. I want to say 14091. Does that sound right?
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. You actually heard him, guys. I got him to talk. I got him to fucking talk. Yeah. All right. He always said, I'm never going to talk. You're not going to put me on there. I got him to talk. So I think it's 14091. If you go to the NAM website, I think nam.org, nam.com, nam.org, namm.org, and there's a show map, or you have to go to the NAM Show 2019, and then there's a show map, and there's an interactive map button. You click on that, and then you can look up Slick Audio. For the next video, I promise you I'll have the actual booth number. We just got moved, that's why I don't remember. Give me a break, man. So, but yeah, we are actually in the new ACC North Level 1. So downstairs, so if you're coming in from the main floor, and you come in there, blah, 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 take the escalator downstairs, and we are downstairs against the one back wall. We have a 5x20 booth this time, so it's kind of shallow, but it's real wide. So we'll be down there like a bunch of idiots like we normally are, having fun and goofing around and tormenting people and answering a lot of questions about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about audio over Ethernet, networking, if you want to talk about, I don't know, just stuff, audio stuff. And we'll be hanging out with a lot of really cool people. So, if you're there, come on out. I will talk to you all next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be good. Peace.